Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, selamat pagi atau selamat siang barangkali. I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Dadan Hermawan. I'm from Department of Chemistry, Universitas Jenderal Sudirman, Indonesia. Yeah. Actually, I'm this time will present the research on capillary electrophoresis. Okay. Thank you very much for the Dr. Emi for inviting me for the guest lecture in this class. Okay. Firstly, I would like to share about the outline for this lecture. Firstly, introduction. I will present on the introduction of the CE method, and then I will share about the application of CE or capillary electrophoresis for the chiral and non-chiral analysis, some triazole fungicide and also selected drugs, and then the current research on the CE. Okay, this our book on the chiral triazole fungicide expression by Micellar electrokinetic chromatography or MEKC. MEKC is a mode of the CE technique. This book actually based on our research in UTM during my PhD program under Prof. 191 Ibrahim and Prof. Muhammad Marsin Sanagi as the my supervisor. Okay. First, I would like to discuss about the electrophoresis as a technique, expression technique. Electrophoresis is the one of the expression technique in the analytical chemistry. The expression techniques based on the movement of analytes through a conductive medium in response to an applied electrical field. So in this technique, we use the buffer aqueous solution as a medium in response to applied electrical field. So we use also applied voltage. In the absence of other vectors, cationic species will migrate toward the cathode, and anionic species will migrate towards the anode. The cation to cathode, the cationic, and then the ionic species will migrate toward the anode. So we have two electrons, cathode and anode. The rate of migration is based the charge to size ratio of its species. That is the first introduction about the electrophoresis. The approach can be subdivided into two categories of CE method, depending on the presence or absence of a support or stabilizing medium. Present or absent the support or stabilizing medium. The first one is the free solution method. The absence of a supporting or stabilizing medium, we call the free solution method. Sample is introduced in a U-tube filled with a buffering liquid, and then a field is applied and species migrate based on their charge to mass ratio or on the charge to size ratio. For free solution method, Tiselius in 1948 got Nobel Prize for his development on this approach for the purification of proteins. Tiselius got the Nobel Prize in 1948 for the development of purification of proteins using the electrophoretic method. And the second one, the mode of electrophoresis is stabilizing media method. The first one is the free solution method, and the second one, the stabilizing media methods. The stabilizing media methods present of a supporting medium like paper, packing, or gel, resemble chromatographic methods, except the migration is based on electrical field instead of a mobile phase. So in this method, we can use a supporting medium, paper, packing, or gel. So we know about the gel electrophoresis or paper electrophoresis. This method, stabilizing media methods. A number of methods have been based on this approach, including the electrochromatography, mode of CE, zone electrophoresis, electromigration, ionophoresis, and so on. Most of this unit will deal with electrochromatography. This is the hybrid of the electrophoresis and the chromatographic methods. Basically about the capillary electrophoresis. So this instrument, the CE, we call it CE, is a free solution method. So we continue to the discussion about the CE instrument. Much of the current research is in the development of CE method, capillary electrophoresis method. In CE, we use a conducting buffer. A conducting buffer is retained in the capillary tube. The ID or inner diameter of the capillary is typically in 95 to 75 micrometer range. And then use a capillary tube helps overcome the problem associated with heating or interaction or degradation of the support. This is a free solution method. There is no gel, there is no supporting material. Samples are typically injected in one end and migrate to the other. So we call it the inlet buffer and the outlet buffer. Similar to chromatography, resulting electropherogram, the chromatography we call it the chromatogram, and in CE we get the electropherogram. We can get the information about the quantitative and qualitative analysis from the electropherogram and also from the chromatogram. Qualitative analysis is the identification of the analyte, and quantitative analysis we can calculate how much the analyte in the sample. So this the next discussion about the two factors that cause mobility of solids. There are two factors that cause the mobility of the analytes. The first one is the electrophoretic mobility. The electrophoretic mobility is response to the electrical field. And then the effect of the electrophoretic mobility, cations migrate towards the cathode. The positive ion, migrate towards to the cathode, the negative electrode, and anions to the anode, the negative ion migrate towards the positive electrode or anode. And neutrals, the neutral analysis are not affected. This the electropolitic mobility. And the second one, the factor that cause mobility of solids is electroosmotic flow. We call the EOF, electroosmotic flow. In the electroosmotic flow, migration of solute in response to the buffer solution, movement in response to the electrical field. Under normal condition, the buffer moves toward the cathode. This is the electroosmotic flow or EOF. The buffer moves toward the cathode. This tends to sweep all species in that direction, including anion and also neutrals one. So the cathode and then anions and neutrals will move to the cathode. So in electroosmotic mobility, under normal condition, both anionic and neutral species will migrate toward the cathode. This occurs because the capillary wheel is electrically charged. Large number of silanol group. Cations are attracted towards the wall, resulting in the formation of a double layer in the electroosmotic mobility. The inner fixed layer results from cations being tightly bound to the wall. And the second layer, mobility layer, is only loosely bound. And then the cation is the outer layer migrate toward the cathode. And the solution is put along because the cations are solvated. That's the figure of the double layer. The direction of the electroosmotic flow from positive electrode or anode to the negative electrode or cathode. So this is the basic equipment of the C instrument: the anode, the positive electrode, and the cathode, negative electrode, and then the capillary tube, power supply, and then detector, and the buffer. Then the inlet and outlet buffer. So this is the simulation about the CE system. We can see in the slide. There are two buffer reservoirs, and then very small diameter capillary tube, high voltage power supply, up to 30 kilovolt maybe. A detection system using absorbance, conductivity, and also mass spectrometric method also. So we call the CEMS. So the electrode is the platinum. We use the fused silica capillary. And then the high voltage supply and then detector. For the sample injection, there are many type of the sample injection, especially about the gravity injection. So you can see in the slide, different in height causes sample to flow into capillary. Then the buffer reservoir is replaced and voltage applied. This is the gravity injection. And the second one is the pressure injection or hydrodynamic injection. We use the pressure or also we can use the vacuum. So the analyte can introduced. And the last one is the electrokinetic injection. The voltage is applied via an electrode in the sample reservoir. Then the buffer reservoir is replaced and voltage applied. All these injection techniques control injected sample volume by choosing an appropriate reproducible time of sample introduction where the pressure or sampling voltage is applied. And then the typical sample volumes are nanoliter volume. Unlike HPLC, there is no pump in CE. Unlike GC, there is no pressurized gas flow. Unlike paper chromatography, there is no capillary action. The gas buffer or mobile phase moves in CE because the electroosmotic flow. Here's a schematic representation of the fused silica capillary tube. This slide, yeah. The buffer solution has equal amount of cation and anion. The immobile silanol anion pair will with mobile buffer cations form a double layer along the wall. The remaining buffer cation in the double layer are attracted to the negative charge of the cathode, dragging the buffer solution with them. This is the electroosmotic flow or EOF. Buffer injected analyzed, therefore flow from the buffer reservoir containing the anode toward the reservoir, yeah, and so on. Yeah. If the capillary wall is treated with a cationic surfactant or one is added to the buffer, the wall will be positively charged. The electroosmotic flow will be reversed. So we continue to the sample size and column length in CE. Typically CE capillary using the 25 to 100 micrometer or 75. So the sample volume is nanoliter. 1 nanoliter. In CE, longer capillary doesn't increase the number of theoretical plates. Yeah. Usually we use the about 60 cm, yeah, and so on. Yeah. And then the detection in CE, like HPLC, CE can use a UV absorption detection. Because there are many CE variable analyzed with pure UV absorbance, a detection method called indirect detection is used. So this is the detection in CE. The EC capillary has its polyimide coating removed. So we burn the polyimide and we can get the with the coating removed, source light can shine to the capillary. To increase the absorbance, shining source light through a longer path length can be achieved by different configuration. So we can get the electropyrograph, like a chromatograph in the chromatography method. CE electropyrograph is a plot of the time from injection on the x-axis versus the detector signal on the y-axis. So the theoretical plate count in CE is very high. So we get the high separation efficiency in CE. So this is the simulation about the CE system. So we continue to the our focus of this lecture about the CE application in the current research. CE is one of the expression methods suitable for routine application. Some advantages of CE method: the first one is high efficiency. The theoretical plate greater than 100,000. Fast analysis, we can get the electropyrogram in maybe less than 15 minutes. Inexpensive, so we only use the buffer, yeah. So the low consumption of the organic solvent. Use minimal organic solvent and minimal waste generated. We use nanoliter sample volume. So it's C is the environmentally friendly methods. Many modes of the CE. Yeah, so CE is the instrument, and there are many CE modes. Maybe we will focus on the MEKC and MEKC. There are mode of CE, zone electrophoresis, isoelectrophoresis, isotachophoresis, electrokinetic chromatography. This one, the application of the electrokinetic chromatography using the MISEL, the micellar electrokinetic chromatography, or micellar electrokinetic capillary chromatography, and then the microemulsion electrokinetic chromatography. So I would like to discuss more detail on the MEKC, micellar electrokinetic chromatography, or MEKC, or another name is the MECC. Okay, MEKC, introduced by Professor Trabe et al. In 1984, is a hybrid technique combining electrophoresis and chromatography. MEKC is the powerful technique to solve many chemical analysis problems using CE instruments without any alteration. It was developed into a powerful separation technique for enantiomers. So we can discuss later. There are two modes of enantiomer separation or enantiomeric separation using the MEKC. The first one using the chiral surfactants, so we call chiral MEKC, using the chiral surfactant. The second one using a chiral surfactant in combination with cyclodextrin or CD as chiral selector. So we call the cyclodextrin modified MEKC or CD MEKC. CD MEKC, cyclodextrin modified MEKC, micellar electrokinetic chromatography. So this is the schematic illustration of MEKC separation. The principle of separation in MEKC is based on a solute partitioning between the micellar phase, the aqueous or solution phase. The technique provides a way to resolve neutral molecules as well as charged molecules by CE, capillary electrophoresis instrument. Components will be separated due to a distribution equilibrium between the micellar phase and the aqueous phase, both of which move at different velocities. Surfactants are added to the buffer solution above its CMC or critical micelle concentration, and the micellar solution may solubilize hydrophobic compounds which otherwise would be insoluble in water. And this is the schematic illustration of the CD MEKC separation principle, cyclodextrin modified MEKC. In the CD MEKC separation mode, the migration behavior of the individual enantiomer is determined by their competitive equilibrium between the aqueous phase, the micelle, and the CD. So the micelle as the pseudo-stationary phase. The addition of CD to the buffer displays the distribution of the analytes from the micellar to the aqueous phase, from the pseudo-stationary phase to the mobile phase in terms of the chromatographic methods. So the CD, cyclodextrin, displays the distribution of the analytes from the micellar to the aqueous phase due to the interaction between the water-soluble CD and the analytes. So the many application of the CE methods. for the agrochemicals, pharmaceuticals, for mass cosmetics, food industry, health and medical, forensic, and others. So in this presentation, maybe I will focus in the two application on the chiral separation of the agrochemicals, the triazole fungicide, and also the application of the CDMIKC for the chiral separation of the selected drugs. Okay, we continue to non-enantiomer expression. Enantiomers or the chirality, it is vitally important in chemical, pharmaceutical, and also agricultural industries. Enantiomer expression is important to evaluate the enantiomer purity of chiral compounds, so we need to analytical determination. And also we need the enantiomer expression for isolation of pure enantiomer. So this is the thalidomide scandal. Yeah. So we call the bencana medis buatan manusia terbesar yang pernah ada. So in the late 1950s and early 1960s, the use of thalidomide in 46 countries by women who were pregnant, resulting in more than 10,000 children. 10,000 children born with a range of severe deformities such as pocomelia, as well as thousands of miscarriages. So we can see in the slide here. Malformation due to material ingestion of thalidomide. What is thalidomide? Thalidomide is the chiral compound. It has one chiral center. We can see in the slide the S thalidomide and R thalidomide. So it has one chiral center. So we have two isomers, optical isomer. R-thalidomide is effective against morning sickness, the R-thalidomide, but the S-thalidomide is teratogenic and cause birth defects. So we have to separate the R and S thalidomide before this drug is consumed by the patient. Now, this is the problem. If R and S thalidomide consumed by the woman who pregnant, so will cause birth defects. So we call the thalidomide is the morning sickness drug that cause birth defects. What is enantiomers? Enantiomers are two non-superimposable structures that are mirror image of each other, like our hand. Left hand and right hand. This is the mirror image each other. But our hands is non-superimposable. This is the mirror image molecule, but non-superimposable structures. Enantiomers is identical in the physical properties, except for the direction in which they rotate the plane of polarized right. So identical in the physical properties. For example, color maybe, or melting point, or boiling point maybe. Identical in physical properties, except for the direction in which they rotate the plane of polarized site. And the second one, enantiomer is identical in chemical properties. Maybe the compound is acid or basic or neutral maybe. The chemical structure also similar. Identical in chemical properties, except in their reactivity towards optically active region. Their reactivity towards optically active region. So the biological activity of enantiomer is different from each other. For example, the R and S thalidomide. The R is effective for the morning sickness, yeah. But the S thalidomide is teratogenic. Thalidomide is teratogenic. To determine the quantity of its enantiomer, so the expression of enantiomer is required. This is the importance of the expression of enantiomers. So there are many methods for the chiral expression, but the two method is the popular using the chromatographic method and capillary electrophoresis method or CE methods. We can compare about the chromatographic method and the CE method. The first one, using the chromatographic method, for example, GC or HPLC or SFC maybe, supercritical fluid chromatography. There are microliter sample volume, microliter in chromatographic methods. And the CE method, only nanoliter sample volume. Chromatographic method use the microliter sample volume. CE method only nanoliter sample volume. The second one, chromatographic method is the time consuming, and CE method is short analysis time. And then chromatographic methods, PLC or GC, requires expensive chiral column for the enantiomer expression. We can discuss in later about the many methods in the chromatographic method for the enantiomer expression using the chiral column, or maybe we can use the additive, yeah, chiral selector. In CE method, minimal use of expensive chiral selector. And the last one, in chromatographic method, use large amount of organic solvent. In CE method, little use of hazardous organic solvent. So it's the application about the CE method for the chiral expression of triazole fungicide using the CD-amikacin. So we have published about this research, and we got the data from our research in a PhD program. This is my dissertation about the chiral triazole fungicide expression using amikacin. We will share about our research in this lecture. Why we use the triazole fungicide as the sample or the target analyte? Triazole fungicide is one of the most important categories of fungicides. Triazole fungicide has excellent protective, curative, and also eradicant power against a wide spectrum of crop disease. And then the chirality is expected to play a crucial role in bioactivities of triazole fungicides. Many triazole fungicides is the chiral compounds. This is the selected of analyte, the structure of the fenbuconazole, tebuconazole, and propiconazole. There are the chiral triazole fungicides. Fenbuconazole has one chiral center. Tebuconazole also has one chiral center, but the propiconazole has two chiral centers. This is the structure of propiconazole enantiomers with two chiral centers. As shown in the figure, there are four isomer optic from the propiconazole. 2R and 4S propiconazole, 2S and 4R propiconazole, 2R and 4R propiconazole, and the last one is the 2S 4S propiconazole. So this is the result, the cryoexpression of propiconazole using the other techniques, using the HPLC, using the wave column, yeah, the evidence of the propiconazole expression using HPLC, but only 3 peaks were observed, yeah, using the mobile phase isopropyl alcohol plus hexane and acetic acid, yeah. To the time, retention time, run time about the 70 minutes, yeah. Only 3 peaks, yeah. This cryoexpression propiconazole using the HPLC, yeah. And this one, the cryoexpression of propiconazole by Penmetsa in 1997. Penmetsa used CDMEKC also for non-theomeric and isomeric expression of 7 pesticide, including the propiconazole, but only 2 isomers of propiconazole peaks were observed. You can see in the electroprogram, only two peaks about maybe 13 minutes. The analysis condition using the SDS as the micelle, and also DM beta CD as the chiral selector. We hit 7, applied voltage about the 20, and then 214 nanometer UV absorbance. So this dispersion propiconazole non-theomers by CDMEKC by Penmetsa in 1997. So we will get the complete analysis of propiconazole using the CDMEKC by different chiral selector. We optimize the MEKC method for the chiral expression of propiconazole. Firstly, we use the Biosalt as chiral surfactant, but only 2 propiconazole peaks were observed. And we continue the CDMEKC with HP gamma CD, hydroxypropyl gamma CD as the chiral selector. And then we get the 4 propiconazole peaks, and we continue to the stacking and sweeping method for the online sample preconcentration technique. For application, the CDMEKC for the analysis of the propiconazole in the grape sample. So this is the result. 4 stereoisomers peak were observed and well separated. This is non-expression of propiconazole by CDMEKC method using HP gamma CD as chiral selector. We use the 30 millimolar HP gamma CD. We optimize the concentration of the HP gamma CD, and also we use the 50 millimolar SDS, sodium didecyl sulfate, as the surfactant. So we also optimize this SDS concentration, and then we use the methanol and acetonitrile as organic modifier, about 10% and 5%, in 25 millimolar phosphate buffer, pH 7. So we mix the HP gamma CD, SDS, and also methanol mixed with acetonitrile in 25 millimolar phosphate buffer, pH 7. And analyte 200 ppm, milligram per liter in methanol, a flat voltage of 30 kilovolt and temperature 20 degrees Celsius. So this result have been published in the Journal of Chromatography A 2007. This our publication during my PhD program in UTM. And then this the another program of proconazole nantiomers in the optimized CDMKC and online CDMKC methods under neutral condition. Okay, this method, the online CDMKC, the normal stacking mode and the sweeping CDMKC. We can compare in this electroprogram. CDMKC use the 200 microgram per liter sample, 200. And using the normal stacking mode and SM CDMKC, we use the 20 milligram per liter concentration of the analyte. And the sweeping CDMKC is the concentration of the propiconazole is the 10 milligram per liter. So we can get the online preconcentration of the analyte in the same condition of the expression solution using 30 millimolar H3 CD, 50 millimolar SDS, methanol acetonitrile mix 10% and 5% in 25 millimolar phosphate vapor pH7 using the applied voltage 30 kilovolt, wavelength 200 nanometer UV detection and temperature about 20 degrees Celsius. So this is the analytical performance of the methods, the linearity, repeatability, LOD, and sensitivity enhancement factor for propanol nantiomers in the optimized CDMKC and the online CDMKC method under neutral condition pH 7. So in the normal stacking mode CDMKC, the sensitivity enhancement factor is about the 5 times. And using sweeping CDMKC, the SEF is about the 25 enhancement. 25 times. So this is the electroprogram of the selected chiral tetrapancite by CDMKC. We mix 3 analytes, fenbuconazole, tebuconazole, and propiconazole. Sample inspiration solution injected for 1 second at 50 millibar. And the other is the electroprogram of the fenbuconazole, 1 milligram per liter, 1 ppf, tebuconazole and propiconazole, sample in buffer solution without micellar, injected for 120 seconds. This for the online preconcentration of the analyte. And expression voltage is reverse minus 25 kilovolt. Other condition is similar in CDMKC pH 7. This is the online preconcentration of the triazole fungicides. Here is the linearity, repeatability, and so on. LOD for the fenbuconazole about 0.09 milligram per liter ppm. Tebuconazole about 0.1 milligram per liter, and propiconazole the LOD about 0.1 with sensitivity enhancement factor for the fenbuconazole about 30 times, tebuconazole 70 times, and propiconazole about 100 times. This is the comparison between the CDMKC and the sweeping CDMKC method under acidic condition. So this is the electroprogram of the nantium expression of triazole fungicide spike in grape sample. So this is the validation method of the CDMKC using the grape sample. After we inject the grape sample, there are no interference between grape sample without spike and the spike grape sample, spike by the standard. So this is the electroprogram. And then the percent recovery and repeatability of 3 triazole fungicide spike in the grape sample by solid phase extraction sweeping CDMKC, SPE prior to amikacin. Yeah. Fenconazole recovery about the 109%, tebuconazole about 73%, and propiconazole about the 75%. So this is the result from the chiral expression and online preconcentration of the triazole fungicide by amikacin. And this one, the other research on the cyclodextrin modified amikacin for non-expression of other triazole fungicide. Triazole fungicides, hexaconazole, fenconazole, and miclobutanil. So the 3 triazole fungicide is 6 peaks were observed and well separated in this result. Yeah, because the hexaconazole has 1 chiral center, fenconazole and also miclobutanil also has 1 chiral center respectively. Yeah, so we can get the 6 peaks in this, the simultaneous chiral separation of the hexaconazole, fenconazole, and miclobutanil. Yeah, the CD-AMK system containing 40 millimolar Hb gamma CD, 50 millimolar SDS in 25 phosphate buffer pH 3. Yeah, and the resolution greater than 1.6, and then the peak efficiency greater than 200,000 for enantiomers, and an analysis time within 15 minutes. Yeah, compared to previous reported by another researcher. Yeah, the time is about 36 minutes using the sulfated beta cyclodextrin. So these are the rapid analysis in this method. Yeah. We have published in Journal of Suppression Science 2009. Yeah, this during my postdoc, I think. After I finished the PhD program, I continue as a postdoctoral fellow in the UTM. We collaborate with the Professor Hassan Y. Abulunen from Egypt. He is one of the visiting professor in the UTM. So this is the other result about the stacking and sweeping in cyclodextrin modified amikacin for chiral expression of hexaconazole, fenconazole, and also miclobutanil. So this is the application of online preconcentration in CD-amikacin. Yeah, we published this result in the Chromatographia 2010. Yeah, during my postdoc, yeah, in UTM. So this other result on the non-expression of ciproconazole, bromoconazole, and also diniconazole. So we get the 10 peaks. Diniconazole, it has 1 chiral center. So we get the 2 peaks. Bromoconazole, it has 2 chiral centers. So we get the 4 peaks. And also ciproconazole. Ciproconazole is triazole fungicide with 2 chiral centers. So bromoconazole and ciproconazole, 4 peaks were observed from diniconazole and also ciproconazole. So we get the 10 peaks, yeah. 2 peaks from diniconazole, 4 peaks from bromoconazole, and 4 peaks from ciproconazole. So we published this result in the Electrophoresis 2009. The other student, the master student here, Susanti, get this result. Yeah, the expression of ciproconazole and diniconazole. So it's the application of the CD-amikacin for the triazole fungicide. And then we continue to the chiral expression of azole drug using CD-amikacin. Azole drugs are widely used for the treatment of topical fungal infection in a variety of pharmaceutical formulation. Antifungal activity of this agent is due to the presence of an aromatic heterocyclic, an imidazole or triazole. Previously, there is only one report in 2003 concerning the chiral expression of azole drugs, miconazole by CD-amikacin using dual CD system. So this is the structure, chemical structure of the selected azole drugs, namely iconazole and sulconazole. Iconazole and sulconazole is the chiral compounds, are the chiral compound, and it has one chiral center. So this result, but the chiral expression of iconazole and sulconazole by the optimized CD-amikacin. For the iconazole, we have published the result in the Journal of Pharmaceutical and Biomedical Analysis 2010 during my postdoc. And for the sulconazole, we will publish this result maybe as soon as possible, inshallah. So this another result, expression of selected imidazole enantiomers using dual cyclodextrin system. So the dual cyclodextrin system, we use the mix of Hsp gamma CD, 35 millimolar Hsp gamma CD and 10 millimolar DM beta CD. In 35 millimolar phosphate buffer PH7, 50 millimolar SDS, and 15% acetonitrile with expression voltage of 27 kilovolt and 30 degrees Celsius expression temperature with analysis time less than 15 minutes. We get the 6 peaks, because the thioconazole is the chiral drugs with one chiral center. Isoconazole also has one chiral center. Fenticonazole also has one chiral center. So the thioconazole, isoconazole, and fenticonazole have been separated using the CD-amikacin. We published this result in the Chirality 2013. Okay. This we continue to the other drugs. The result is the chiral expression of vinvocetin using the CD-amikacin. This is the vinvocetin. It has two chiral centers. So we can get the 4 peaks for isomer optics. This is the electroprogram of the enantiomer expression of vinvocetin using the CD-amikacin with 40 millimolar Hsp beta CD. So we use cyclodextrin in this CE method is Hsp beta. Before we use the Hsp gamma, hydroxypropyl beta CD, 50 millimolar in 50 millimolar phosphate buffer PH7 containing the 40 millimolar SDS. So we also optimize this condition, the different concentration of the chiral selector, different concentration of the phosphate buffer and also pH, different concentration of the SDS. Also maybe we optimize the expression voltage, temperature, and injection volume. We publish this result in the Chirality. So this our patent, related publication, certificate of grant of patent in 2008. Chiral expression of propiconazole using micellar electrophoretic chromatography and its application to tebuconazole, hexaconazole, and fenbuconazole. So the granted in 20 January 2014. The duration of patent until 2028. Yeah. So this is the figure of the chiral expression of the three other triazole fungicide by CDMKC: tebuconazole, hexaconazole, and fenbuconazole. So we get the patent for this expression. Application is application of the tebuconazole, hexaconazole, and fenbuconazole. And this time less than 20 minutes. Yeah. So the other publication on the non-expression of selected imidazole drug using dual cyclohexane modified amikacin. This book chapter in the chiral expression method and protocols. The editor is the Prof. Scriba. Yeah. Method in molecular biology, Springer Science. Yeah. The part of the Springer Nature 2019. Yeah. These are the book chapter in chiral expression method and protocols, method in molecular biology, Springer Science. Yeah. 2013. Is the cyclodextrin modified amikacin for non-expression. Jadi CDMKC has become an important CE mode for non-expression. In this book chapter, we describe an example of CDMKC method using SP gamma CD as chiral sector and SDS as micellar solution for non-expression of triazole fungicide and the drug tebuconazole. So in the last presentation or this lecture, I would like to thanks to Prof. Waninwan Ibrahim and Prof. Muhammad Marsin Sanagi as the supervisor during my PhD program in UTM, and also to Prof. Hassan Y. Abul Inain from National Research Center Egypt as our collaborator during my postdoc, and also continue when I come back to Indonesia. And also Expression Science Research Group, Dr. Amy, Dr. Xiong Hang, and also many students, master and also PhD student in our research group. Yeah. Okay, thank you very much. Terima kasih banyak. Semoga bermanfaat dan barangkali ada discussion or maybe any other question, or maybe next for the collaboration research on CE is welcome. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.